Hey, how y'all doing? Good. Glad to hear it. Can't hear you though. I just want to say, I'm over here at Tesla. Honestly, guys, I've been planning on retiring, going back in retirement again. But it seems like something's always coming up. And this time I got an email from Tesla. I guess I'm on their mailing list. I must have set it up a long time ago. And they sent me a mailing list that the Model 3 is finally coming over here to Japan. So I made an appointment, and they were supposed to call me back and lock it in. They never did, so whatever. That didn't work. So I just came over on my own, drove all the way over here on a rainy, crappy day to check out the new Model 3, and that was a disappointment by far. And I'll get into more details. It's raining outside. I don't want to talk outside, and people are staring at me like I'm a crazy man talking to my phone. So I'm gonna go, but this was a very bad experience, and I'm trying, guys. I'm trying so hard to enjoy it or to like Tesla, and I know it could just be the country I'm in. I hear all the stories from you guys out there in other countries, and it does make me think that it's pretty much just this country is causing all the trouble. But it's so hard to like Tesla over here. It's so hard to get into it, and I'll go into details later on. It's raining. I'm gonna get back inside. See you soon. Yeah, it's been a while since that last time I went to Tesla. I needed a few days to rest and collect my thoughts and think about what I want to talk about. Yeah, I was a little bit upset. And then I lost my voice because I took my family out to Tokyo the other day. Originally we were going to go to the beach, but the traffic was terrible, so we went to Tokyo instead. And had an altercation with a taxi driver. He was being a jerk, and we had words with each other, and it got loud. So I lost my voice. I lose it easily anymore. I have a weak voice. Yeah, so I'm probably somewhere out there. I'm going viral. There were a lot of tourists probably videotaping the whole exchange between him and I. He was just being a typical taxi driver over here. Nothing new or unusual for how they drive, but when I had my family and my dog in the back of the car, and wasn't too pleased with how he was driving, so let him know. So anyways, yeah, so I'm a little late continuing the video on Tesla. I don't want to go negative on the company, I really don't. And so this is a warning out to any Tesla lover out there. Don't watch this video. You're gonna be upset, and I don't want to upset you guys. But yeah, I'm gonna go into what I had to deal with over here, what I experienced, and it's not really that good of an experience. And so if you are a Tesla lover and you own a Tesla, please don't watch this video. You're just gonna get upset with me, and it's just my opinion, and this is how I feel. And I understand that in your area where you're from, you probably have a much better experience than I would over here. But it is what it is. This is where I live, and this is where I have to deal with if I want to look at a Tesla or purchase a Tesla or deal with a Tesla of any sort. This is how I have to deal with it here. So you're being warned. If you continue watching this video, you might get upset. All right. So what I want to say is, basically, I'm done with Tesla. I'm just done. I don't know. Maybe it's just over here. I don't know how I feel over in America. I went to check out the Model 3. Typical customer service. I already told you a little bit about already, where I made an appointment and they didn't even call back. They were supposed to call back and lock in an appointment time and date. Never did, so I just showed up on my own, and they just did the typical thing, just ignored me. They figured I was just a tourist, so they were like, they didn't have time for me, it felt like. And I felt like I hate doing this. But I ended up being kind of an ass, and I had to start saying, well, you know, I probably have a better house than you. I have 2 cars and they're worth this much money, blah, blah, blah. I started doing that, and I hate doing that, but it feels like I have to do this. I have to kind of prove myself to these idiots in Omotesando, because you have to remember that's like the Beverly Hills of Japan. And I have to prove myself to them to make myself worthy enough for them to spend any time with me. And they didn't even have any good information, so I mean that was ridiculous in the first place. But yeah, it just every time I go there, it feels like I have to give them a resume of what I'm capable of doing just to look at the car. It's just really, really annoying. Hate it. And then I got a chance to finally check out the car, and I do like the styling. I'll say that. I'll go to the positives first. The Model 3, the styling is nice. It's a very good-looking car on the outside. Paint, I can't say anything nice about that. They had the red one at that dealership. Boy, that's really, really poor quality paint job, if you ask me. But that's just my opinion. Again, I could be wrong, but I don't think so. And also, just a warning to you guys, anyone that wants to buy like a red car, the paint, the way they make red paint, and I was told this by several different people that are in the industry, it doesn't hold up well. Sun will bleach it. You know, it gets faded pretty quickly. Especially if you don't have a garage, it'll fade pretty quickly, and so I wouldn't recommend it. It's just the way it's made up, unless you can get like a metallic material red, but just like one of those bright like Ferrari reds or something. Have you ever seen an old red Ferrari that looks really that good? Only if it's parked in a garage most of the time. They fade really quick, and Tesla looks like it's going to be the same. But also on top of that, just the paint quality itself just didn't seem. For the price, I'm going by the price. All electric cars are still more expensive than they really need to be. I just feel that way really strongly about that. Even like the Leafs. I'm a Leaf fan. I'm back on board with the Leaf, and they are less expensive than a Tesla, but they're still way too expensive for what you're getting. And Tesla's no different. Tesla's even worse, but Nissan's not much further behind, if you ask me. That E-Plus Leaf goes for about $50-some thousand over here. You're pushing it with $40,000 with that car. Personally, that's how I feel. I think they take the piss out of you because they know that there's government rebates and things like that, and so they just keep the price up. The reason why I feel that way is because with our Leaf, when we bought our new Leaf 4 years ago, right after we bought it, the government lowered the tax rebate or tax credit or whatever it's called, and the money, you get a little bit of money back for buying an electric car. And when they did that, Nissan had to adjust the price of the Leaf because for the money difference, and they did immediately. They dropped the price of the Leaf immediately so people wouldn't get upset or anything. And so it didn't hurt them financially at all. It's just of course these car companies are going to take advantage of those rebates or those government assistance programs. They're going to take advantage of that for their own benefit financially, and that's why I'm just not a big fan of those things at all. I don't approve of those things at all. It's forcing people that aren't on board with these cars yet to be paying taxes for that program, which really makes it even more difficult to get them on board with the whole EV thing. And then on top of that, it also causes these electric cars to be overinflated on price. The dealers, they use that as like a coupon. It's like, hey, don't worry, you're gonna get $7,500 back. Don't worry about it. This price is a little high, but you get the money back. And so it's not a good system. The car over here, they won't tell me the price. It was just really frustrating. They bring it over to show it to you. You can't test drive the car. They've had it here since March, and they still won't let you test drive it. And it was beat up on the inside. The dashboard had scratches all over. I don't know, even on the top. I don't know how they managed that, but there were some pretty bad scratches on the top of the dashboard. It looked pretty good. Interior was not bad looking. It wasn't, what we're looking at. They're guessing, and I'm guessing $70,000 to $80,000 for that particular model. That's the top of the line. What's it called? What's that thing called? extended range model or something like that, where the 4-wheel drive and the dual, the dual motor and everything. That one's going to be $70,000 to $80,000 over here, and sure didn't have that feel. It has a good look to it. The wheels, I feel like, are too big, just for the cost. Elon wants to make these cars affordable for the masses. Well, the majority of people can't afford $2,000-some for every tire change, when you have to change tires. So I think they should have been a little smaller. 19 is kind of pushing it for tire size on that car for price. The trunk was beat up as well. The carpet was just all shredded. I don't know how they did that. They did have a bag of golf clubs in the back showing, oh, you can put golf clubs in it. Like, Japanese are all big about the golf clubs. But I don't see how that could have shredded the carpet up so bad. It was a decent sized trunk. It wasn't too bad. Seats were not comfortable. Everybody is correct. The people that talked to me before, they're right. The seats are not comfortable, and they have a very cheap feel to them. That vinyl thing that, and I asked, do you offer cloth? They said no. It's only this vinyl thing. I was like, boy, that looks really cheap and easy to tear. Just didn't have a good feel to it, and the seats were not too comfortable. And you're right about the seating position. It's weird. It doesn't sit much lower on the ground than the Leaf, but the seats are lower to the floor than the Leaf. The Leaf, the seats they sit higher off the floor of the car. These seats are really down low to the floor. It's crazy. So it's a weird seating position. I get what you guys are saying when getting in on that car is not easy. Not easy. I'm not that old yet, but for a daily driver, that would get old pretty quick, I think. Yeah, well, it's just for the price. If the car was, I wouldn't be so hard on the car if it was a truly a $30,000 car. Or 35. No, 35, it's getting up there. Guys, it wasn't that long ago where a car that size and that class and that range, and even though it has some cool bells and whistles on it, $35,000 was considered a lot of money on a car that size. It wasn't that long ago. I understand inflation and stuff, but I think people are also getting we've got a mindset, this consumerist mindset where we're like, well, that's normal. That's a normal price. No, it's not. It's not. It's a good-looking car, but just because it's good-looking doesn't mean it's expensive. I like the 15-inch display. I did like that. The steering wheel had a weird feel to it, and those click wheels were fragile feeling. I don't know how long they're gonna last. Oh, that's another thing about the car. I was kind of shocked. Warranty's only 2 years over here. I don't know about other countries, but over here the warranty on powertrain and electronics is 2 years. That's it. And so I don't know, man. I think you out of pocket pretty quickly on parts on that car. Luckily, it doesn't have the pop-out door handles. Those are becoming a nightmare for S and X holders. But still, there are some things on there that can go bad. You do have power seats, and I don't know how good those power seats are gonna, how long they're gonna last. You fall in that trap, that problem with when you have that many cool features with cars, all those electronics, they tend to go bad, and depending on how much you use it, like switches and stuff, especially switches like the steering wheel, those switches probably gonna go bad kind of quickly, just the amount of use you have to use them, because there's no other buttons on the car. And that takes me to the 15-inch display. I like the 15-inch display. I like seeing that map when the map's that big. But boy, is it a pain in the rear. And I know I'll get used to it. Everybody says it. You get used to it in a couple of days, you get used to it. But at the same time, it's just not convenient. I like ergonomics. I like some physical buttons near my fingers for headlights and fog lights if you have them. And, just things like that. Just the things you use all the time, on, off, high beam and stuff like that. I think the high beam is on the car, on the tree, but actual headlights and fog lights are in the screen, and daytime running lights and all those features, everything is just all the little fine tuning, including the seat heaters and air conditioning and stuff. It's all in there. And so if you're sitting in the back seat, I guess you're at the mercy of the people up front to turn on your seat heaters, I guess. I don't know. But because I didn't get a lot of time in the car, I didn't look in the back seat very carefully to see if there's a physical switch for turning on the powers, the electric heating. I don't know. Yeah, so I do like the cars, but the price over here and the quality just doesn't seem enough. and we're starting to get more and more data back from people that own the S's and X's now. They've been out for a few years now, and long term driving on these cars, they tend to start getting expensive after a while, and I don't know about the 3, and the 3 is a little bit better build quality from what I'm hearing from everybody, but I'm hearing from other shows on that show I watched recently, Fastlane, where they talked to a body shop, and the body shop's like, dude, you guys have to see the S's and X's, the way they're built. Really poor buildmanship. And they said that 3 is better, but it's still not there yet for the price. So, yeah, you have to take that stuff into account. You got to, these people know what they're talking about. They're dealing with all kinds of makes and models, from German to American to Asian, and then they know what they're talking about when they know the difference between quality and non-quality. Like when I used to do car audio installation when I was young, and I used to work at a car audio place, and you could totally tell the difference on quality when you started stripping the car out to put the wired up for the subwoofers and things like that, and the speakers and stuff. The Cadillacs and the German cars were just a pain in the butt. There was so many layers of insulation, so many things to unbolt. The Japanese cars were the easiest. Everything didn't even screws. It was pretty much just clips. Pop all the clips out, and it was just one carpet, and you were done. You're ready to wire, string the wires in. But the Cadillacs, I remember just trying to take out the side molding and the carpet on just one side, the driver's side, I think it was. It took forever. It was like, oh my gosh. So these people, they definitely know the quality difference, and they're not making this stuff up. They're not just trying to be jerks. You got to take that into account. You have to take that into account when you're buying a car, when you're making that kind of purchase. But the biggest thing to me was the service, the customer service over here. Awful customer service. We got in a shouting match, kind of, almost, between me and this other guy, just the way they were just acting, and also the fact that there was so little information. They want you to put $2,500 down on the car, but they have no information. They don't know when it's going to be released still. They don't know how much it's going to cost when you release it. They can't even tell you the price on the options. Like, okay, what if I get this option? How much this option cost? Don't know. So, I mean, they do know, but they can't tell us. And that's not on them. I'm not going to give them a bad time about that. That's Elon Musk's policy, or whoever's policy over here, whoever's in charge of Tesla in Japan. That's their policy, and these guys have to do what they're told. So I'm not pissed about that. It's not like their person, like, I'm not going to tell you. They're not doing that. But that's just not good customer service either, is it? And then I found out I did get some good information. Found out, the car insurance will be lower on that car than the S or the X, just for the fact that the body alone is steel, not aluminum on that. That's a big help. Thank you Tesla for doing that, big time. That's gonna help a lot. However, because the car is over here, probably gonna be $70,000 to $80,000 for that model over here. That's gonna keep your insurance rate a little high. It's gonna be over $1,000 a year, probably, on that car, when I'm paying only $400 to $500 a year, depending on what kind of car. My van, I think, was $500 for the whole year. My K car's like $350. I don't know what it was supposed to be, $350, I think, for the year. And so yeah, car insurance is gonna hit you, and they don't have much of a network. They have 17 chargers now for all of Japan, and there's 3 of those are just in Tokyo alone, and then Chiba, I don't think even Chiba has one. That's Tokyo. There's not even one in Chiba Prefecture, nothing in Saitama, nothing in Ibaraki, nothing in Gunma. There's a lot of prefectures that don't have any chargers, and even though these things have great range, depending on where you live in Japan, you're gonna need a charger near you, right? No chargers, and if you want to charge at your house, it's going to cost a fortune to put the installation, to install the charger, and it's going to take 16 hours, I think it is, to get a charge. And over here, electricity rates are a little higher. And if you do find a supercharger that you can use for the car, you're looking at, I couldn't believe this, $20 a charge. And according to those guys, they're saying that's only up to 80% even. They think like up to 80%, $20. That's what they're saying. This is from their mouths. They don't know for sure, but they're saying right now for S or an X it's $20 to use it, because you don't have free charging anymore, and so even the S holders and X holders, they have to pay each time they use a supercharger. I guess it's like $20, he said, to charge those cars up. I don't know. They won't tell you the battery size. They had a fit that I asked that. I was like, we don't know that. It's like, come on, you used to tell people all the time when they ask those, yes, the Model 3 and the X, they don't tell you the battery. They just say extended range and normal or something like that. I was like, okay, I didn't know that. So there's just a lot of things where I'm giving up on Tesla. I'm done with Tesla. Used isn't an option for me over here. I thought I was going to try used, but the markup is so high. The inflation is so high on that car. Even a used one, I can't afford that. And still, insurance rates. Also, you don't want to buy used. Rich rebuilds, or he made a video about that. Used costs more than new usually, and also you absolutely have to have the best warranty on those cars. 2 years warranty. You need a really good warranty on these cars. They do require a lot of after service. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I understand why Elon's doing what he's doing. I'm not being a jerk to Elon, although I don't think he's running the company right. I understand what he's doing. In his mind, I understand how he's thinking. He's just popping them out as fast as he can because he's still missing quotas. So he's trying to pop them out as fast as he can. And he says, we'll worry about it later. They'll have to bring them back and we'll do the after service. We'll just worry about the shoddy workmanship later. That's his idea. Just to pop them out and worry about the little problems later. That's one way of doing it, I guess. But that just means a 2-year warranty isn't good enough, as far as I'm concerned. The battery does have battery has a 4-year warranty. Funny thing is, Leaf still comes with an 8-year warranty. Go figure. Yeah, Tesla, the battery is a 4-year warranty over here, and the powertrain electronics is 2 years only. The sun visors were interesting on that car. Very small, kind of useless as far as I was concerned. Also, those mirrors, the covers for the mirrors were so cheesy. That was like something out of like a Volkswagen Rabbit or something, it felt like to me. My mom had a Isuzu something, some kind of Isuzu car, and it had the same kind of covers, a little magnetic cover that it's just a weird little soft vinyl cover with a magnet that holds it up, and then you just peel it off, and it's the weirdest covers, and those don't feel durable. Those aren't going to last very long. I know my mom's, those things came off fairly quickly on her sun visors. Now, granted, sun visors aren't a very expensive thing to replace, but just something I noticed. That's what I got from the meeting, and this is like I think this is probably the 8th time I've gone over there, hoping that I get more information about the 3, and still nothing. But they still want your money up front, and just the way they treat you over here, and insurance rates, and cars, their value, their over exaggerated value for what you're getting, quality wise and stuff. It's just not an option. I'm done with Tesla. I can't stand the company. I told the guy, I want to like the car. The cars they're really pretty. I want to like them, but you guys make it so hard with that kind of customer service, and with Elon doing the stuff he's doing. I am so right about Elon. I'm gonna stick firm with that. I know a lot of people think he's the savior, and he's not. He's not, guys. The guy, he might be really good with writing software, but he's not a good person for operating he's just not the optimal. He's not the optimal person for running a corporation like this, like a car manufacturer. He doesn't know what he's doing, and he's proving that all the time. And unless he finds somebody, he keeps saying he's looking. Unless he finds somebody to replace him as CEO and they get their act together, man, no, I'm so done. I'm so done, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry to all you Tesla lovers and Tesla owners out there that will probably be upset and get your nose bent out of shape. But I cannot back up a company that's as any other company. It just blows my mind. I've said this many times before, but even more so now. It's getting almost comical. It's getting almost comical how he can pretty much take, it's almost like you walk into the showroom and they start kicking you in the balls and you keep saying, well, thank you. How much is that car? I don't know. It just feels like customer service is just so weird over here. and the car's quality is just not to the price of the car. It just doesn't match the price of the car. And in fact, the after service is so mediocre. A 2-year warranty on a car of that kind of technique. You're driving a basic laptop computer, and it's taking all kinds of abuse while you're driving with potholes and bumps and weather and everything. And those computers do go bad, and 2-year warranty is just not long enough. So anyways, that's my summary of what I thought on the Model 3, and I know I'm gonna get a lot of hate, and I'm aware of it. But that's okay. But I know there's a lot of people out there that they want me to tell them what I think, and I'm telling them what I think, and I can't with good conscience BS. I can't just for the fact that I don't want to get attacked by the Tesla heads out there or people who own Teslas. And like I said, it could be a completely different situation for you guys where you're from. But over here, I'm going by my experience over here, and I'm pretty much talking to people that live in Japan. And there are people over here that they're like me. They have a Japanese wife. There was another guy when I was there with his kids and his wife, and he's a foreigner, and he was checking out the car. And I was really embarrassed because I didn't even know he was there. And I was telling the guy, that's right when I was like, You don't even, you treat me like this. You don't even know what I make. You have no idea. I bet you my house is better than yours. I have a nicer house than you. I bet you I have more expensive car loans than you. And I was lying, kind of. I mean, I don't have those car loans anymore. But just a year ago, I was basically $100,000 of car loans a year ago until I sold the stuff and traded down and stuff. But I was acting like a jerk, kind of, just because I wanted to get some service. I wanted to be treated like a human being, and. That guy, he was getting treated. No, they didn't ignore. No, they ignored him. That's why I didn't know he was there. They were just ignoring him. They did. He said something to his wife a little bit. I thought she was there she had a beret on, and that's the only thing I could notice the beret. I was thinking Che. So she looked like Che to me, but she shows up first, and they said something to her like, there it is, and yes, go ahead, you can sit, or something like that. And then they moved on to another person. And then I was telling the guys, like, you guys stop ignoring me. You need to ask first. Don't assume I'm just a tourist or I can't afford the car because I'm just an English teacher. You need to ask. Just be a little more sensitive to that kind of stuff. And that's when I made a thing about this thing about how much money I have and stuff, which I was lying. Of course I was. A year ago, I was making okay money, but not now. But they don't know that. It's just, I hate it. Every time I go there, I feel like I have to do that. So, and then right when I said that, I look over and there's a guy in the car, foreigner in the car, and hear me say that. I'm just looking like a total asshole. Excuse my French, but I did. I looked like an ass. And that's why I hate that. I hate that. I don't like being that person, and you feel like you have to be that person when you walk in there. You just can't believe what you're dealing with when you walk in that place. And the fact that they won't let me videotape or even take pictures in there, which is really odd. It's just I've never had that happen anywhere else. But they won't allow me to use my camera inside their store at all. Oh, that's another thing is I snuck a picture though. I did sneak one picture when they were busy and helping the other people. The molding though, on the passenger side wasn't even matching, and there was a big gap on one door and the other door didn't have any gap. I felt like, once again, this car is like, we don't know, but probably $70,000 to $80,000 somewhere in that area over here. I felt like, nah, that's pretty bad workmanship for that price. So okay. That's my feelings. That's my take. And so if you live over here in Japan, no, you do yourself a favor and stay clear. We've got more car companies. The I-Pace just came out over here recently. I don't know how Jaguar is going to be over here. I don't know if that's going to be any better. I haven't had any good experience with Jaguar yet either over here. Not really. And they still don't have the I-Pace for test drive over here, but you can buy it, purchase it. You got the BMW i3, but once again, BMW is not really BMW over here, is it? It's a Japanese company that owns BMW. You're not really going through BMW. And you have the Nissan cars, the Leaf and the E and V. And right now, I'm back on board with the Leaf. If you're living in Japan, I think you're much better off with the Leaf. They have better range. They have a decent. The E Plus is basically almost same range, almost. And it's a solid car, built really well, and it has a decent warranty, 8-year battery warranty, and a 5-year powertrain and electronics warranty if you buy new. And the infrastructure is ridiculous. And Nissan is working hard with a giant. They've teamed up with a Chinese company, and they are going to be putting out 900 kilowatt chargers over here, rapid chargers over here. And so more than enough juice for this. They're thinking long term. They finally got their heads straight. They're thinking long term, and so it'll be plenty of juice for the new E Plus Leaf and whatever else is coming out. I think they're getting ready for that SUV that's going to be even a bigger battery pack on that in the future. And so they want to have plenty of juice for any battery they put out in the future. So there you go. If you live in Japan, I think you're better off with anybody else but Tesla, but especially Nissan. There's a really good infrastructure. They have a really good ecosystem. As a matter of fact, you got the Leaf to Home, which is amazing, and they have special programs. You can hook the Leaf to Home up to your solar panels, and you can go 100% electric. Off the grid electric for your car if you want. Over here, it's a nice system. They have a really nice system over here. So yeah. Still, I don't. The Leaf I feel is a little expensive still. By about $10,000. They could go down. They should go down about 10 grand. I feel like they're still too high. All electric cars, they're still a little too high, but they need to come down just a little bit more to get other people more accepting to the EV. But once somebody uses the car for a month, they'll never go back to gasoline. You'll have them. You lock them in. And that's another thing that's nice about Nissan. I can borrow that E Plus Leaf for 2 weeks, no problem. Just use it all I want for 2 weeks. They'll just, here you go, take it. And they'll do it for anybody over here. And the previous model Leaf was a month. They let you borrow the car for a whole month if you wanted, and try it out and see if it worked for your lifestyle. Tesla, you can't even test drive. And they want your money up front. So, yeah, Tesla, I'm done. Bye, Tesla. God, golly, I'm done with you guys. Get your act together. Elon, if you heard about this video or you're watching this video, which I doubt, but if you did, who knows? He might want to check out all hate videos, even the obscure ones. Clean house, dude. Clean house. Sorry to say, I didn't mean to call you dude. Clean house, Mr. Musk. Clean house. Your Japanese service is terrible. They need work. They need to be cleaned up. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. If you like this, give it a thumbs up. If you hate it, give me a thumbs down. I'm okay with it. I felt like I need to be honest. Okay, guys? It's only my opinion. Don't get to know it's been out too out of shape. Besides, keep in mind, I'm aware that it could be different in your situation. In your country, it could be a completely different situation. But in Japan, that's what I had to deal with. Okay. Take care, guys. See ya.